Oh, 1 minute late. Sorry, I had to go grab a Sprite Cranberry. You have to have that when it's all of wintry. This joke sucks. Anyways, hi, welcome back to Tier 6 of Megaman Level 3. If you didn't catch the last stream, look at this. I have my own little custom sprite now, thanks to my friend Dirt Nolk on Twitter. I paid him to create a sprite of me, Crash, this guy right here. So I could play him in the game, just like all the other people, most of the other people playing this game for streaming content. And I'm really excited, and, I think it looks great. What else looks great is these levels. They're starting to shape up now that we're into the, second third of the game. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. What does Cryo Man have to say about these things? One of the lab's most valuable employees. That's not about the levels. Not only do I know a thing or two about ice, but I also have the finesse to smash it to pieces. They call me the Maker and Breaker. I think it's a cool nickname. It's a little bit long to be a nickname, but, if you're happy with it, so am I. Oh, and what are you gonna say? I don't know why I bother showing up for work. What am I even doing here? Yeah, I mean, you're indoors. Like, you can't even, do anything in the weather. Never not cold here, and that's all they want. Maybe one day they'll all go crazy and decide they want this place to be a swimming pool instead. Maybe that's my destiny. Hey, Grimspecs. Welcome back. Let's see. Hornet Man got a new stage. I don't feel like his garden's gonna do super well out here in the cold, but see how it goes. Alright, so let's see, anything else for today? Oh yeah, as I implied yesterday, and as the pinned comment indicates, I am currently on call for my job, so there's a chance that, something burns down and I have to be the person responsible to pick up the phone, so in that event, I may need to step away for a minute. But, just figured I'd say that ahead of time in case it happens. It's unlikely, but you never know. Otherwise, here, ready to resume MaGMML3. So far, this level is not that different from... Okay, we have this boss in the middle of the stage. That's different, though I don't think it's exactly much of an improvement or an extra challenge upon Hornet Man's stage. Just kind of slows things down a little bit. Otherwise, the stage is really similar to Hornet Man's already. Not seeing a whole lot of difference. It's maybe taking the word remake a little bit too literally. Interesting set of levels today. Alright, well, I'm hoping. Better than a boring set of levels. Okay, I at least appreciate if they're using the, whatever that flower's name is again. That, it's not the full health mini-boss. It's nice to see it just kind of as a regular enemy in that sense. Although if that was the full health mini-boss every time, that'd be getting very tedious very quickly. Okay, a game designer got me. I, was baited into charge-shotting the bees, and look what happened. Alright, and that's actually a fun attention to detail. If you actually notice you can shoot the wall, that'll be probably a token, I'm guessing. Oh, no, it's NPC. W-tank. Alright, enemies can drop tanks, sure. VtuberEN, yeah, that's right. You expecting some kind of secret? Oh well, I guess I could tell you one. Honey Woman is hidden in the garden. Whoa. You should probably try and find and defeat her. Bet she'll give you a prize if you do. Alright, I'll do so. I feel like Honey Woman is kind of just the direct upgrade of Hornet Man, so it'd be a little anticlimactic to end up fighting Hornet Man again then, in that case. So then we'll have already fought, Honey Woman, the better Hornet Man. Of course, VtuberEN's doing its VtuberEN thing, camping at the bottom. Alright. Alright, grasshoppers. Good introduction to them. Hopefully they come back. Oh, no, not the fast bee. Not the Hornet Racer again. I can't be jump scared you know, more times by that damn thing. Your least favorite mini-boss in the classic series? That's a good one. I'm trying to think, because I mean, most of the mini-bosses I don't really think about them that often. I have to really contemplate this one. So let's see, let's go through some of them. We have Mega Man 1. Did 1 have any mini-bosses? I don't think it did. 2, I guess, I mean, this game counts it as a mini-boss. Like, the anglerfish from Bubble Man stage is rather annoying to deal with, just because it's, you know, controlling your height a lot, and it kind of slows things down, unless you're just metal blading your way through everything. Any other mini-bosses in 2? 3, I'm not really thinking anything standing out. 4, 5. Oh, no, I think actually I remember. My least favorite is, what is it? The Gorilla Tank in Plant Man stage? I hate that thing. It's just a very odd balancing act. Octobulb without question. I actually enjoy Octobulb. Like, it's one of the mini-bosses that forces me to turn my brain on a little bit without being a little too overwhelming, in my opinion. Although, I will say, it can definitely get annoying. I've, you know, lost my edge actually fighting it. I'm not so good at that anymore. When Mega Man 10 was, you know, new, and I was really happy to play it over and over again on the Wii, I was definitely a bit more practiced with it. It definitely felt satisfying to play against. But I could see Octobulb kind of, you know, getting annoying. But, yeah, I think the Gorilla Tank for me in 6 is kind of, like, my least favorite, just because it's just this kind of annoying mash balancing act between actually killing the boss and knocking it back. It's just not very fun to do, in my opinion. Right, courtesy Yoshichi. Oh, that doesn't have collision. That's weird. I mean, it's good it doesn't have collision, but that's still a little aesthetically jarring. Oh, and it's a go down part of the level. Okay, sure. A bit of the art style kind of went away. And then I feel like Honey Woman just skipped the climax of the stage, so well, it's courteous that we don't have to do too much more fighting after fighting Honey Woman. That does kind of take away from the level design score a little bit, I think. Let's see. I mean, overall, I really enjoyed Mega Man 10's design, so there's not too much I would have to say against it. I mean, I would say Mega Man 10 probably has the hardest mini-bosses on average by far. Like, I suck at Goalkeeper. Like, that is legitimately one of the hardest mini-bosses in the Mega Man series for me. I don't know. It's a simple pattern, but it's one that for some reason my brain just does not latch onto whatsoever. Let's see. Speaking of not latching on to much, yeah, this stage was okay. I mean, there was nothing offensive about it. Although I feel like I definitely didn't get to actually enjoy the level design very much because it kind of transitioned to Honey Woman so quickly that I, you know, didn't get to see the rest of the stage. But it's not, you know, I mean, it's functional as a rework of Hornet Man. It's just not terribly interesting, I guess. Hornet Man stage, it's different. At least I think it is. Yeah, it's mostly remixing the same gimmicks. Fair enough. And then the Grasshopper, which I only saw one of because of the whole Honey Woman thing. Let's see. Silly and quirky enemies were replaced with bees. Lots and lots of bees. Hey, I think I've seen this one before. Bees is the punchline? Who would have thought anyone would do that? Then any better, I think Dr. Bees made the level. Blah, blah, blah. That's interesting. Isn't the sort of enemy you want to use 5 times or more in a single level. Yeah, like I was saying in the beginning, that was already kind of a nightmare-inducing experience for a lot of people to start off with. Any glitches on the Honey Woman route? Missing solids? Yeah, for the ceiling, that was notable. The suicidal boss. Didn't notice that. Well, it was inoffensive, not great. Yeah, agreed. Remarkably boring. Let's see. At this stage, feeling more or less the same way about the official version. Yeah, pretty much just kind of blasting through some enemies, a little bit of platforming, but not too much. Although maybe the scissors made a comeback in the main path, who knows? The main issue here is not done with the gimmicks. Yeah. Less than the original Hornet Man's level. Yikes. Logozuras, rolling platforms have. And it's mainly due to him showing up way too much. Reduced health, yeah, it's nice. Lack of collision, notice that. Weird functionality. Pretty decent romp level, so the Bright Man level from tier 4 would have been around the same rank, not for late penalties. Yeah, agreed. I feel like, I mean, I can't exactly remember anything from the Bright Man level itself, but I mean, I do remember feeling a little bit more interest when I was playing that. This level kind of just ended almost as soon as it was beginning for me. I would have preferred I really would have preferred if the Honey Woman path would have dumped you out like right before like the final gauntlet screen that seemed to have been completely skipped. Dumping you right in front of the boss door is kind of a letdown, to be honest. Especially also then having the Honey Woman fight back to back with Hornet Man. It's like, okay, I just fought the harder boss. Now let's fight the easy boss. Press with it, not that stage. Grasshoppers from Brightman did add a bit of flavor. They weren't enough to change the dynamic. Spawning prevents screen transitions. Seems that's not intentional. Yeah, I noticed that. Kind of VtuberEN locks things down sometimes. Yeah, it cuts out a lot of stuff, and so it's like, well, I mean, I'm going for all the collectibles, so I can get all the collectibles on the easy route. Why take the difficult route or the interesting route? Section, which is a long room. Choose to ignore the guy at the beginning. Oh, okay, so there was something much more difficult there. Hornet Man the Gasp, no surprise there. There could have been maybe some mix-up with the actual Hornet Man boss room. That could have been cool. Just stumbled onto the path. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I mean, just either go right or go down. What are you gonna do? 50-50. Let's see, not to be outdone by Cutman in his new warehouse, Hornet Man also went out and got a new stage. Oh, so Flashman didn't get to see the other ones yet. Didn't get to see all the other remake stages. Let's see, like Vtuber remake, doesn't change my opinion, it's not a bad effort. Has its own identity? I'm gonna forget about this level very quickly, sorry. Focus variety of challenges, adequately spaced checkpoints, okay. First pair of spikes for background. Didn't see them. Flashman really just has such an insane eye for detail to see all the like, okay, yeah, well this pit doesn't have shading, or like, oh, you don't actually scroll back. Like, man, no one would find this in normal testing. Not even most of the judges do. It's really commendable. Dual VtuberEN fight. Honeymoon path needs an overhaul, the one-way transition. Does it look like you missed a secret? A little bit, I guess. Your ceiling's missing. Yep. Areas are good. Length and pacing are just right. Tile set I'm about. The graphics look nice. I like the Hornet Man tile set. That's a good tile set in my opinion. Remake levels don't tend to be very memorable. Yeah, like, you really have to completely shake things up. I mean, there's a reason why, like, say, I think, yeah, like, you know, Rockman 4 MI really, you know, its level remakes of the original bosses are memorable themselves. I mean, the whole hack is insane and off the wall in every way, but, like, the levels themselves always add something to actually, you know, amplify some things, makes the stage memorable. These are just, you know, this was almost like literally Hornet Man level remade from it. It's like how sometimes people would post like, I remade Megalovania from memory, and it's like almost the music, but not quite. This basically was that stage. It's fine. It's just, you know, with context, it's not as interesting. Let's see. The original. Most entering as a bee might have been thematic, but yeah, it cuts on the enemy right a little bit. On the other insect enemies. Stations, one of the first spikes was texture decoration. Didn't even notice that. Third grasshopper, timed awkwardly, you cannot hit them. I'm being a normal enemy. Yeah, it's fine, but yeah, it still locks. That's annoying. Forward health does make the fight against two of them alongside the clock arm less frustrating, still a bit irksome. Yeah, a lot of bullets kind of going your way. It does make Honey One more interesting, but unfortunately, like, it's basically completely out of the way over half the time, so it doesn't really actually, you know, spice things up a little bit. Alright, well, not super memorable stage. What does Shape Woman have? I always find it promising when a level, you know, promises a custom robot master. Just makes it a lot more interesting. You know, people are actually going to try their best to come up with some custom stuff for their level. Alright, someone using slopes to a not terrible degree. This aesthetic is so familiar. Can't quite place it. I know it's a reference to some kind of drawing-based level or drawing-based game, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Alright, good introduction to the Tornado Man platforms. Can appreciate that. Alright, the enemy variety is already starting to get a little bit numerous, though it's not terribly offensive yet. Trying for the big basic. Yeah, I mean, the graphics themselves are at least memorable. I will recognize this whenever it eventually gets remixed later on in the game. Oh, and then the sheepman blocks. Okay. Didn't quite notice those, but those make perfect sense to actually use in a level with this aesthetic, so it's actually quite nice. Okay, obvious secret is obvious. But I guess it's fair, considering that the blocks are normally solid elsewhere, so... the uninitiated might not check. This one used to be one of the most annoying mini-bosses for me in all of Mega Man, but I don't know, then I just got better at dodging, I guess. And button mashing as well. That helps. Not having to actually stay in that prolonged fight. Those don't look very friendly. Try not to touch them. Oh, okay. Just kind of jumped right into sheep blocks, huh? Alright. Little bit of a surprising, just thrown right into the gimmick there. Could very easily get some people. Okay, I think that was 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Colorblind enabled. Yeah, no, right? It does unintentionally add to the stage. Otherwise, they would kind of clash a little bit, but I don't know actually if the development of this game, like if the colorblind mode was something in the Megamix engine you could enable. But I wouldn't doubt that if, you know, the person had access to the colorblind blocks or kept them in mind, maybe they designed the stage, you know, using the colorblind blocks. That would absolutely, you know, work with their aesthetic super well. Or maybe even they just figured that, well, the last tournament had the same... Maybe the last tournament did? I don't quite remember. But, you know, a certain standardization for colorblind sheep blocks are becoming, you know, based on shapes. So may as well put them in here because it'll be, you know, used in the contest probably. Okay, so 2 layers of spikes. 1, 2. Okay, cool. This looks like a secret. Nope, not a secret? Okay. Oh, uh-oh. Pokemon exists because one of the entrants submitted the dev team didn't immediately think of it. Oh, That's actually a little bit surprising considering, you know, oh god, not the goalkeeper. Considering that, you know, Flashman's on the team, I'm actually a little bit surprised that it wasn't kind of, you know, an immediate consideration. I know he's colorblind. But that then is very interesting that coincidentally, this mechanic, or well, this accessibility feature fits super well with the level. Okay. Alright, that's not the worst thing. I was much more intimidated by the fact that I thought these were all going to start rolling at me, but the Z clipping's a little weird, but there are worse things. It's not the most aesthetically offensive. Okay, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Not the most aesthetically offensive thing I see in this tournament, so I'll forgive the clipping. I mean, as if I'm a judge, but... An audio balance, man, considering the amount of complaints about... Yeah, that would have been nice. I mean, not only just for the judge's sake, but honestly, still in the final released game, the audio balance is all over the place. Like, there are some stages that are just... There are still some stages and even official things that just absolutely destroy my ears that I really wish was balanced better. And then there are some things where it's like I can barely hear what's going on. Like, it doesn't even seem correlated with what the judges were complaining about in some of the stages. Like, I only could imagine that they had to rebalance some of the audio for some stages, because, like, I don't know, anytime I hear, like, Patchy say something like, oh my god, the audio is insanely loud in this stage, I'm like, it was not that bad, I don't know what's going on here. But then meanwhile, it's like in the arena yesterday, the mid-boss arena, while cool, immediately had to turn that volume down, way too loud. Everyone develops different volumes. Oh yeah, of course, it makes sense that it would have to be normalized, you know, at some point by somebody. But, it is just maybe a little bit weird that in the final product it wasn't quite normalized. I mean, I'm sure nobody's an audio, like, normalization professional on the team, right? But, you know, it wouldn't have been too hard to get it within a certain number of percentages of each other. Or certain decibels of each other, I suppose. Uh-oh, getting spammed. Quickening from MaGMML3 doesn't have music. The creator always has computer muted. That's certainly a way to play Mega Man. It's they must be a Binding of Isaac player, to be quite honest. I know so many people who just constantly mute that game for no good reason, even though the music is so good in it. I don't know, some people must just got sick of it after a while. I haven't mentioned it again in a while, but I do like the idea, or the fact that the aesthetic, you know, is pretty nicely changing between all these different blocks and colors. It's a very simple change throughout, but it helps keep the visual variety good. Uh-oh. Oh hey, what's this suspicious looking block? Okay, pretty simple pattern overall. Don't get spiked there. Go. Thought it was a little bit later than that. Okay, it's pretty infamous for making some of the hardest levels in Super Mario World. Didn't know that. It's been a very long time since I've actually, well, it's been a long time since I've, like, taken interest in Mario World ROM hacks. Like, that was my thing when I was, like, like 10, 11, first discovering that YouTube existed. That was certainly something I was interested in. But I never, you know, that was my discovery into the world of, like, fan games, quote unquote, for ROM hacks. Nowadays, it's only like, okay, I'll occasionally see, like, Simple Flips or another streamer that I enjoy, you know, do a Mario hack for a race. Nowadays, it's I keep my eyes a little bit more on, you know, Mega Man fan games. I will probably start watching somebody over a new Mega Man fan game I've never heard of before. Ozerblade 49 and Proton John. Yeah, those two. Those are the shit back in the day. Feeling nostalgic now. Yeah, that really brings it back for me as well. Like, especially, I mean, you know, Ozerblade 49 is even more nostalgic just for the fact that it's like, you know, Proton John managed to continue a successful content creation career for a while. Meanwhile, Ozerblade did other stuff. So it's like that's a name where it's like whenever I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, wow. I really used to watch him a lot. I always liked the bit where it was, you know, no, I wasn't counting. I always liked the bit where I was, Ozerblade had like his Xbox as if it was like the, you know, companion making fun of him. That was always a good one. Mega Man Powered Up LP. Yeah, I think that's might be where I figured out or found out what Mega Man Powered Up was even. I'm still sad that that game doesn't have like more ports. Like, I feel like that would be a very popular Mega Man 1 remake. Like, I'm dying way too much in this section. I mean, like, at least watching from the outside, it felt not only very competent in just, you know, what it wanted to redo about Mega Man 1, but then just, you know, all the extra replayability content of, you know, you could play it in, you know, totally classic mode, or you could have Charge Shot Mega Man, or, you know, the 5 bajillion different characters you could play the game with, all with special dialogue. Like, that was awesome. I really desperately want to see Powered Up on some kind of port in the future. Alright, come on, don't die again here. Such a fan of his actually made an Ozerblade Tribute SMW ROM hack. Well, that's actually pretty cool. I've never have gotten into, you know, custom game creation type stuff yet. The closest I've actually gotten was, for the next stream clip I want to make, actually, I had to mess around within the Mega Maker, or the Mega Mix engine, because I noticed in one of the, I think it was on the tier 4 levels. Who are you? Wither, when you show up, blah, 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 Shape Woman. Simulator, we created together. Okay, got pretty good. Careful of ever you. Okay. It was one of like the tier 4 levels, I think, or tier 3, where like there was okay, that's it. Interesting boss. It was one of like the tier 3 or tier 4 levels that had like the Jewel Man platforms, high gravity, and also the fork blocks. And what I'd happened to notice was that the fork blocks can actually be moved by the Jewel Man platforms. And so I was thinking, wait a minute, that's actually so cool. Why is that not the mechanic that the level creator focused on? That would have been amazing. Like, you could actually do so many different things with it. So I thought of like, well, what if you need to push one into place? That way you could slide through. What if you need to push one out of the way using a Jewel Man platform while things were, you know, screwing with you on the platform? Or like, another thing is like, what if you had to move a platform to block like a quick laser or something like that? There's so many options. See, so the level has leak penalty. I didn't even notice the score penalty, but yeah, that makes sense. That kind of completely gives away your name. You could have at least made it, you know, it would have just been a simple change of like 5 question marks instead of Wither, and would have been perfect. Let's see. Unusual visual design, loose leaf background, and shape block foreground is an effective way to create an identity here. Oh yeah, wait, what are my overall thoughts on things? Cute aesthetic, though simple. I think it works well. Maybe could have used some more, maybe like a doodle or two in the background would have helped to reinforce like the loose leaf paper background. Kind of would have made something cool, especially if like you're just drawing random shapes and then you could just throw like a cool S in the background. Like, come on, it's prime opportunity. It's free real estate. The side challenges were good. The tokens were hidden, but not too crazy. Challenges developed fairly well, although it was mostly enemy-based challenges. The couple of sheep block challenges in there were actually pretty cool and creative to work with. I especially like the one where you're sliding underneath all the Cutman Game Boy enemies that just function as spikes while the platform slowly disappears under you. It wasn't super challenging necessarily, but it was still just like a good, okay, you know, brain check. Are you thinking? Can you think ahead a little bit? So that was nice. But yeah, I always feel like when sheepland blocks are like the only gimmick in a stage, it tends to be a little bit weak. Because it starts, even though it's very unique to Sheepman stage, it also is so generically applicable that, you know, it starts to feel kind of easy to work with. And enemy variety, while it maybe wasn't super thematic, you know, it still all fit within good challenges. And Shape Woman, simple shield boss, but, you know, a good one, especially one that, you know, as it goes on, the shield gets less obnoxious, so that's always a plus, I think. And she had pretty decent art, too, although, you know, it didn't feel like her stage had a whole lot of theming outside of the aesthetics going towards her. Overall, I think that was just an enjoyable stage, so, you know, props. Made a bunch of custom Megaman levels. I just wish Game Maker wasn't a pain of a program to use. Yeah, I stayed up till like 2 a.m. on Saturday just trying to work with Game Maker to make 4 rooms that were, you know, would have made a good recording showcase. Like, yeah, it is such a slow program to use. I'm really excited and hopeful for the team, you know, the MaGMML team moving towards Game Maker version 2 for, you know, their next entry in the series. Hopefully, right? Let's see. Just without sacrificing ease of use. That said, disappointing when I transitioned from loose leaf to JPEG Space Nebula. Yeah, that was a little weird at the very end. Keeping consistent with a good idea. Noteworthy part of the level. Music is a little... I guess the music was a little plotting, but I don't know, I kind of liked it. It was cute. It was cute without sounding like a carnival, like some of the Tier 2 levels did. Would the consistency be important? Because while the aesthetic might be unique, it's a little bit boring. Yeah, agreed. Shape Room was one of 2 things: long, simple rooms with a handful of specifically shaped enemies, whether they be circles or squares. Oh, I didn't even really catch on to that. Putting on tornado batteries for spikes to go away. There's other concepts here with the sheep block plus cutting wheel room. That was pretty cool. Otherwise, kind of samey. 40 screens when the average is less than 30. This is a weak point. I mean, I don't feel like the level would have been too long if I just hadn't kept dying on the spike balls. Shape Woman herself is much the same as her level, besides the raveled, baffling design. Boss fight is extremely tedious? I don't think so. There was an element of good timing to just get through the shield. I like that. But making a shield that she takes apart piece by tiny piece and then making it invincible to most of the weapons, including the shield-piercing laser trident? Okay, now that is a little bit of an FU to the player. That's not very cool. One of the worst shields I've seen in a long time. Encourage players to cheese it. Fair fight. A little tedious. Sure. Struggling what to say to an extent to certain things that are memorable. The compressed JPEGs are weird, but I don't know. Everything else about the aesthetic was nice. I don't know what everyone's complaining about. The design itself, found the stage to be a little bit boring. Yeah, a little bit. But not too much. Yeah, the tornado batteries and spikes are maybe just a bit of a waiting game, but, you know, they do test how much you're paying attention, so I'll give them that. And onto this, some of them need more shots than usual to take down. Part required to erase a floor of sheep bend blocks. That was definitely the coolest part. Sheepman herself, unfortunately, she was the main issue. Tedious. I really don't think it was that bad. Magnetic shockwave goes to the shield. I mean, alright, that's fair. Yeah, just you have the weakness, go through the shield. I think that's fine. I think Mix may be complaining a little bit much from that then. If that's true. Some endurance fight. A little bit. Not enough variety to warrant her fight taking so long. It really didn't take that long. Be that impatient? Come on now. Hercules stage tries to be. No pro. Can't say too impressed. Very basic stage, not many gimmicks attached to it that make it stand out. You know, the same wouldn't have been much different. The only cohering, that's an ironic typo. going on. That fits the whole shape theme. There's various shapes embedded in the tile set. Yeah, it doesn't make for a very strong theme. Stage doesn't expand on it too much, sure. I'm becoming a little bit more strict with more spikes. Should have a gotcha moment where the player doesn't expect a second set of spikes. The stage is either expectedly bland, mostly consisting of basic platforming. And for the boss, she shapes and a woman. That's definitely what you could say about her. I mean, hell, Sparkman is Sparkplug and arguably a man, so, you know, it's certainly on par with maybe some Mega Man designs. Circular features jiggle. Real mature there. Oh, I didn't notice that. Too busy fighting. Level called Shape Woman. I think Iron Ball could have been a fitting mini-boss. Oh, yeah. Just have have a spiky circular ball-shaped boss, and then maybe make the tiles, like, take the circle tiles, but add some triangles to them, and mix the two colors together. That would be, you know, cute. Fortunately, falling big time on the shield boss stereotype. Shield lasts for quite some time. It sure does, but it's, you know, it's pretty easy to chip away at or get through. Watch out, Mega Man. Shapes! I mean, Mega Man's had to fight fish and other, you know, innocuous things before. I think shapes are a suitable hazard. Right there to make this a little winner. Just group together enemies, gimmicks of similar shape, match the foreground graphics. Maybe adjust the enemy sprites to be color coordinated for good measure. Oh yeah, that would have been good. That would have been simple and easy and definitely would have helped the aesthetics. Big mixing and matching shapes for the second half, and don't ruin the elementary school notebook aesthetic by soaking it in water and sending it to outer space. But soaking it in water is exactly what happens in classrooms. You also have to dump a whole boatload of glitter on it and account for the fact that, like, the person next to you is going to empty their glue bottle onto your piece of paper. That's just basic elementary school. Rate of independent enemies' as unifying theme is we have a shape. Let's see. Inspired use of the rotating platforms with the Yoku spikes and partial spread for the cutting wheels. Yeah, that's cool. Bounce Wrench is a non sequitur. I mean, there's a film called The Shape of Water. Weaving through spike piles is alright. The boss fight is fair. Larger and more frequent gaps in the shield to make it even better. Visually distinctive, and any given section is bland open space. Anything to do with gameplay. An intro jiggle we could have done without. Yeah, right, I guess a little bit, but... Oh, shapes be upon me. Alright, I want that drawn now. I want Shape Woman do it in the Eminem pose, just throwing a shape at you. Mega Man blew up my homework, true. But by the looks of the aesthetics in the background, you didn't even do your homework. Those pages were blank as hell. Doesn't anything egregiously wrong. A few nooses here and there for all its basic nature. Just some highlights. Aesthetic, being partial to it. Yeah, it's nice. I like weird aesthetics. That one crazy Wario Land 2 level had fun aesthetics, even if it had nothing else going for it. Let's see. Getting rid of the interesting block types. Stock dev kit Yoku blocks rather than something themed to the stage is also sheer laziness. You could have colored them at least. I'll give you that. And I found the music either. It's better than some of the soundtracks in this game. Better than some of the soundtracks. And I combined with the Game Boy Buzzsaw enemy. I'm not too afraid to admit it killed me a few times, but I liked it. It's clever. Got me maybe once. But that's because I just wasn't looking. And platforms and Yoku spikes, they shouldn't work at all, but felt very snappy. Judges are very divided on that gimmick. Too many issues. Too busy doodling to actually do the homework. That hits close to home for me. I wasn't much of a doodler until, I don't know, later. Once I heard in college that it's better to doodle than to browse your phone if you want to pay attention. That's when I was like, oh, wait a minute. I guess I'll just start drawing random things now and filling them in. Like better failure and result in such a tedious trek back. Mid bosses. I don't think the Mega Man 9 mid bosses add anything here. No changes, nothing novel. I guess it was circular, so that's good. Appreciate being able to just walk past order though if you don't want / already collected its token. Yeah, that's good. Though I wouldn't say password really contributes to the shape too much. I guess it is hemicircular, but 5,000 years to the shield. Not really. Use Baker Park already. T is because she just doesn't really do anything of note. Very basic, rather unoriginal attacks. I suppose so, yeah. Oop. Sound she makes prior to the charge reminds me of Tim Allen and all the grunting the guy did. Huh. I didn't hear Shape Woman. Maybe I was too busy talking. Alright, well, fun oops. Don't want to do that again, though. Fun little level, but, you know, nothing too crazy on either end for me. Hey, Snowman. Can you believe it? I'm supposed to be plowing snow to, you know, get it away from places, but I was called here to help shovel more snow into this lab. Must really care about the aesthetic, and really not care about the soles of their shoes. Alright, let's see. The heist? Ooh, this sounds good. Thinking of some payday action? No? A little bit too much to ask for? Alright. I'll accept the Dallas DLC later on in Tier X. Alright, fun, snappy, active music. Something that I can't scroll back, huh? That's a little bit of a functionality hit. Can't just introduce something to me and then immediately say, no, you don't get to retry the gimmick. And you have to get hurt by it, too. A little bit insulting. Oh, and there's nothing over here anyways. Cool, so I just wasted my time. When you get so used to people hiding things the same way over and over again, you just don't notice. You just don't think that someone's going to do something differently and not hide something at the other side of the 4-block gap. Breaking into a bank. I think it's with the Wily 4 laser. Yeah, I mean, so far this is at least, you know, a cool way to reuse the Dustman blocks without getting, you know... It's a cool way to reuse the Dustman blocks and also not make it lethal if you screw up. Like that. So I'll give it that. It's pretty cool. It's got a nice aesthetic for junk. Is this a secret path down here, or am I going to die? I'm going to just die. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this is actually cool. And, you know, with the thematic name like The Heist, it makes sense that you're going to have to blast your way through. Alright, so I don't really want to hit most of these at the bottom here. Okay. This will be good enough. Just clear a path like this. And wait. There we go. Cool. Pretty nice use of this tile set. I'd say it fits pretty well. I'm not sure if I necessarily would call this a bank, but, you know, I think everything's fitting nicely. The aesthetics are not off in any way. Maybe a little bit barren of enemies so far, but I'm sure the stage will develop and fix that. Okay, a lot of pedestals here. Is there anything for standing on them? No, that's not like a secret teleporter. Just a couple of loose screws that the last guy stole ahead of time. Alright, well, pretty light on cast, must be getting foreclosed. Oh no, it's the 2008 financial crisis. That's when this level canonically occurs. Okay, so we just want to get rid of the yellow blocks. We don't want to get rid of too much else. So probably can keep the red blocks here. Oh, but that's gonna... Okay, oh yeah, okay. Makes sense. Given all the trash blocks everywhere. Oof, rough, yeah. Tough times. Oh, hey, and that's actually a really cool way to time that boss fight. Or that it adds some pressure to that mini boss, even though if that mini boss doesn't have too much health. I like that. Hey, someone used the jewel block things, just as I was talking about, or the jewel band platforms to block things, just as I was talking about my idea for a similar concept. Nice. Okay, let's see. So that looks like the intended path. Is there anything over here? This seems like the unintended path. This looks bonus as hell. Okay, let's see. At this, slide this way. Good. Pretty cool, got more usage. Yeah, no, this is actually a pretty cool level. I'm enjoying it so far. I always enjoy seeing... Alright, that's cute. That's cute. I would definitely imagine Hammer Joe to be riding on a truck, trying to pummel you. Is this hand boss again? Oh no, it's Punk. Okay. I feel like the recess in the floor is gonna kind of make this fight a lot easier. Now I can always just slide under whatever Punk throws at me. Or just stand still. Okay, well, it seems like I accidentally took the mandatory path and not the optional one. So let's quickly redo that. Boss should be moving on a moving vehicle like the police are trying to catch you or something. Oh, yeah. There also could have been a little bit more to do with money. I mean, like, come on. Jewel Man literally has the, Jewel Man literally has, like, the flying dollar enemies. Like, that's, like, prime real estate to use in a level about heisting. Or if you really want to go with the bolt aesthetic, you could, I dare say the unthinkable, you could whip out Nuttin and Bolton from Megaman 3 and, like, you know, put them everywhere. They're at least a little bit less annoying in this engine. Yeah, it didn't really feel too thematic around the whole heist thing for me. That is probably my major complaint here, is that I didn't actually feel enveloped in the idea that I was meant to buy into. The health pickups are nice. They're well placed. But yeah, boss on a moving vehicle, always a cool aesthetic regardless, but you know, could have done more with it. I'm sure it probably would have been one of those things where it's like, okay, well, how do I actually implement this? And, you know, time constraints being what they are. Couldn't figure it out, but, yeah, no. How am I supposed to get that E-tank and slide through that without, I mean, I guess maybe I'm just supposed to take damage. Bet Fake Man wasn't a dev kit boss. Probably would have worked out better. Yeah. Definitely would have, and you know, the simple little change in the platform would have been much more impactful, or the change in the boss room layout would have been more impactful with Fake Man too. He's already a pretty difficult boss to dodge, having to also dodge around all the, you know, having your ability to slide limited a little bit, certainly would have made things a little bit more interesting. Magnet beam my way up here. Wait a minute. Ah, interesting. Oh. Well, seem to have trapped myself. That's okay, though. Can get out of there. That's all we needed. Alright, well, yeah. Overall, let's see. Generally fun. Had some pretty cool gimmick combination ideas. Lasers were definitely combined well with the dust blocks, as well as the Jewel Man platforms. I would have liked to be able to reset on the first laser trap, just so that way I could get the hang of the gimmick a little bit, but, you know, it's not world-ending. Enemies felt a little bit sparse, although the couple times they were introduced, like with the Jumbig and the Megaman 5 Walker enemy, you know, this is pretty cool. So I'll give it, the couple of enemies that were used pretty well. A little bit of a disappointing final boss fight. Also didn't tie into the money aesthetic very much. Kind of lost the plot on that, even though the aesthetics themselves are fine. So I think overall I would have just liked to see maybe some more enemy challenge in the level, and maybe have a final, you know, couple screens where like the dust blocks and the jewel platforms and the lasers all come together and for one big, you know, finale. But as it stands, I mean, it's serviceable. It's fun. Should be very interesting. I personally love 107th place fight its issues. Ooh, okay then. Yeah, like, I mean, I've certainly enjoyed some of the lower levels. Hell, like, I know the bees level that all the judges complained about in the beginning. Like, yeah, aesthetically it was very confused, but like, I really enjoyed the dual Hornet Man fight. Like, that was actually more fun to do than the main pathway in that stage. I thought it was actually really fair and interesting to do it Buster only. But, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Megaman's breaking the law and robbing banks. What will his father think of him? We'll just write it off as Mega Man question mark from, you know, powered up. It's fine. I'm not clear. Are we breaking in? Are we trying to stop the heist? Punk makes it a bit unclear since it's not exactly the police type. Yeah, exactly. 3 things I like. Let's see. The Fin Mega Man 9 lasers. Yeah, those look good. Thematically appropriate. They make excellent puzzle elements. Agreed. Is bomb thrown? Oh, yeah, those Mega Man 5 enemies. I've been saying this almost every time I'm reading a Mick review. Please, 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 for the next Make a Good Mega Man level fan game, just make emoticons of all the enemies. I'm not going to remember the 9,050 fucking Mega Man enemies in the whole series. Like, just give me some. Just give me some JPEGs. That's all I ask for. Speaking of superior machines I enjoy a lot, just wish it had more interesting setups. Which one was that again? I'm trying to remember. I know I recognize the name, but I don't quite recognize the, you know, I don't have a picture of it in my mind. Not so trigger-happy mindset. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good way to introduce it. The final was the sheep blocks. They don't show up much, but puzzle for the E-Tank it's pretty cool. And the Doshon battle's nice. Tier 3 level with the double jump and fast respawn. Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, that level's kind of a fun, weird showcase of, like, here's what would happen if Mega Man was overtuned. I don't know. I managed to have some fun with it, though, like, the Newgrounds 2006 Flash aesthetic was a little bit kind of, like, jarring for me. Not really a fan of it, especially in my Mega Man games. And then, like, I don't know, a lot of the other gameplay issues, just like, okay, this is fast and I'm just blowing through things. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but certainly could have used a lot more polish on it. Big fan of harder style levels. Yeah, given the X6 love, yeah, that's, I mean, I enjoy harder style levels too, but that was just, it just felt like, okay, I'm not playing a Mega Man game anymore. It felt weird. Let's see, bit weak. Met sections are okay. At least one met that if it hits you, you fly back onto the previous screen. Yeah, knew that. It's a kind of a weird one. Random sections are neat. Tellies are too easily scrolled off. Functionality goofs. Let's see. Gotta run back to reset it. The lasers from the previous room leak into this room, making it impossible to get the E-Tank and dealing a ton of damage. Ooh, that would be pretty rough. Fun enough, not perfect, but yeah, it's a decent level. Certainly a good way to, you know, get into the meat of the 6th tier. Water time. It is way too easy. Ideas and game combinations are there, but they never involve the introductory level threats. Yeah, the puzzles could have been a little bit more complicated. Of course, you can't get too complicated. I mean, Mega Man's not meant to be a super thinky game. You're meant to be a super fighty robot. First time being set up with the Met tool, I can easily knock you back. Third token, still don't know how to get without taking damage. Yeah, I mean, if you go back, like, it's inevitable. Like, you're not going to have enough momentum on the platform. Bit boring and easy. I wouldn't quite call it boring, but certainly it was on the easy side. Yeah, Punk's fight is just completely neutered with the low floor. It was weird. Megaman 9 lasers are a critically underlooked gimmick, so this sort of level concept is ripe for experimentation. Needs a little bit more polish. Agreed. I need a medic bag. Thank you, Patchy. Thank you for the Payday reference. Big Brain Man. Looks to be a stage designed around manipulating the environment or to pass through. Good concept. Agreed. Laser and dust blocks make for a really neat synergy. Platform has always been awkward to me because of how it doesn't carry over the momentum. Yeah, it's you have to just expect. You just learn it from the classic series. It's fine. Not really suited for horizontal platforming. I'd have to disagree. Token wound up giving me a lot of troubles. The tele spawn is a little too much. Yeah, it does crowd the room a little bit. About empty rooms like the one with all the teleporter pads. I can't tell if it's atmospheric reasons. Yeah, some more, more bolts in there would have done something at least. Ended up leading nowhere but inconvenience. Could use some backgrounds, fill out the empty black void. Agreed. Really trivialized. Yep. Screen boundaries. Building security system. And soft block would be thieves. Okay. Seems like a typical heist movie. Sneak into a building, avoid the defense layers, overpower the guards, loot the vault, escape with the getaway vehicle, deal with an unexpected setback at the last minute. In practice, the theming isn't assertive enough to make this feel like a heist. Yeah, it does kind of lose that a little bit. In that building we're infiltrating, junk box, all these other things work really well with lasers. They're shown a suitable vault guard. Yeah, there's just kind of the occasional enemy placed in a decent spot, but it doesn't, fit the theming at all. Variables target here, you after the energy element, or the tokens, or the piddly little bolts on the pedestals. Yeah, real plentiful vault. No, you need Hammer Joe's getaway vehicle, unless it's meant to be a police car, if we teleport out at the end. What I'm stealing, from whom stealing it. The heist looks like an awful lot of series of innovative but inelegant laser puzzles. It could have used more work. I guess I'm starting to piece together. I think it was probably less that Mega Man was doing the heist. Punk was probably doing the heist. It only makes sense considering, especially if there's all the dust blocks there, that's probably, along the themes that Punk, carves his way through a bunch of blocks, and so, he left some holes as he was going down, why the lasers are exposed like that. All those types of things. Plus, Punk robbing banks aesthetically makes more sense than Mega Man. And the Death Gate or something, such an obscure arcade game. Short level, reasonably fun. Use rapid fire and auto charge to assist with the wrist problems. Okay. On you, awkward play. Unfinished and untested? I wouldn't go untested so far. There was nothing, maybe the one screen where it's I couldn't go back on the first screen, but a lot of object placement errors, broken doors, camera boundaries. Telling is reasonable, some areas use what were foreground tiles as background. Not super dangerous. Oh well, I didn't have a problem with the tile set. Possibility the level could have used the other Mega Man killers as mid-bosses, like you fight the other members of the heist team. Oh, yeah, that would have made total sense, honestly. I mean, good heists always have a team. It's not usually a solo operation. This would have been one of the few appropriate times that a level designer could have shoved Quint, Enker, Punk, and Ballade all into one level, and it might not have been the most tedious thing in the world. Or at the very least, you make them, just weak to, super weak, and then the final boss is, the actual full health bar, then, that would have made things work out there. But alas, we got what we got. Ivan Chilsky. Okay, I do not recognize you whatsoever. This lab, we are always coming up with new ways to utilize ice. My focus is on ice, its relation with computers, for example, utilizing icy mist to cool down overheating laptops. You gotten a lot of electrical shorts from that? One day we make some sort of cybernetic ice. Think of the applications of that. Here's a request. Can you help me think of an application? No, I really can't. But I'm sure, Mega Man ZX will appreciate all the bio ice. Alright, 108. Identity Man? Well, better than Identity Crisis, man. I need an E-Tank! Yeah, exactly. Especially obscure Easter egg. If you input a code at a certain point in the level, it specifies where you have to use it. Perhaps it's an upgrade that can fix that. Completely optional anyways, you won't miss anything important. Alright, I don't really care about it then. Being this level's boss during certain attacks can cause a soft lock. Oh, great. Glitchy, abnormal behavior. Certain methods break it further. Very frustrating to get. It's okay, I did House of Fun and got all the tokens legitimately. It won't be too bad. Same thing with Temple of Light and Dark. I can handle what this is throwing at me. It's so difficult if its main gimmick weren't so painfully unreliable. You can quick slide to cancel the gimmick, but did I realize that before I got stuck as a helpless Dada? No. Okay. Alright, got a Cutman aesthetic to start out with. I always enjoyed the aesthetics of Cutman's initial stage. Aha. Oh. Oh, okay. That's certainly something. Alright. Well, I actually love this. Code in question after you beat the element, or beat the boss. Don't get the element, use an E-Tank if needed. Up, down, left, right. Alright, well. Alright, thanks. I'll appreciate that. It's not for anything important, so I won't, think of it as spoilers or anything like that. But this is actually sick. This is from giving me, Kirby, oh, what game was it? Squeak Squad, where it's you can actually go ahead and use, the ghost powers to take control of enemies. This is exactly what I would have wanted. Okay, let's see. How do I get out of... Okay, I have to quick slide. Alright, that's what they were talking about. Okay, I see. This one doesn't move. Whoa, okay, hi, you are active. Cool Easter egg. Alright, I'll take a look at it. Actually, I absolutely want to be a shield attacker. Hold on. Oh, that's the speedrun strat. Oh, it can't move up and down. That's such a shame. I guess it would have been too powerful otherwise. Fair enough. Compared the gimmick to Mario Odyssey. Oh yeah, I never played Mario Odyssey. I won't say I grew out of consoles, because that has a certain connotation of the way that sentence goes, but it's more like I just fell into PC gaming and kind of didn't look back. So, yeah, Mario Odyssey makes sense, but it's definitely not something that would have came to mind first. Squeak Squad was still around when I was like, oh, okay, that's when I'm still using my DS, so... I can't help but notice this level is taking a lot of cues from, other Mega Man levels for design choices. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is just very noticeable. Alright, this is cool. So, I'm glad that at least if the designer was, you know, disabling utilities, they didn't go ahead and disable the rush coil, so that way you didn't have to redo that segment. Because, you know, otherwise you wouldn't have known the gimmick was here. Alright, there's gotta be something up there, right? They wouldn't just have a random overhang. There you go. Okay. Apache Joe. Okay. Alright. I will say this is sick. I am also kind of realizing it's so far not really doing too much with all the different enemies. Like, they don't seem to be... Like, they don't seem to be working in any way to where there's, like, specific challenges to do with the enemies. I guess for that token, that was just a specific challenge. Finding the Apache Joe here to just completely skip the Heatman blocks is actually quite a nice touch. I enjoy that. So, I don't know. We'll see what the level actually has to offer. But, I mean, also, it's kind of like, I do have the Apache Joe form now. I kind of really don't want to get rid of it. Like, free-form movement, this much spam, like, yeah. Like, yeah, dog. This is easily the best thing that anybody could ever ask for. Not to mention multi-directional shooting. Which the whole level was just him. Yeah, I mean... I like the fact that Apache Joe is at least definitely a secret reward. Like, if this was just the whole level from the beginning to end, I feel like it would maybe be just too easy. You know, it wouldn't feel like a cool reward that you managed to grab. Although, I guess the shield attackers are about to end my fun, huh? I have to now take a shield attacker? Wait, no I don't. Aha, alright. Just power through. Apache Joe the entire way. Apache Joe for president. I would vote. It seems like I would probably want the skating for the next section, but alright, now I'll just keep going. Okay, alright, maybe Apache Joe's a little bit too powerful. Alright, he can't break through these blocks. Alright, I guess I need to change. Alright, how do you work? Kind of weird, stilted skating movement, and then big speed boost when jumping. Alright. Soaking his pain, dual of pain. Yeah, it definitely seems like maybe a bit of a precise jump. But we'll figure it out. So we want to jump a little later than that once the overhang is done. Oh, wait. Okay, so hold on. Do I stay on the platform? Okay, it just resets me. I have to get all the top spinning. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could have been maybe communicated a little bit better somehow, but... Like, you know, have it... The block, like, have a, top icon. But alright, we'll sit here for, like, a yutz for a couple minutes. We can get this to work. That one, go here, this, that. Oh, damn it, so close. All right. Oh, and just like that. All right, that didn't take too long. For me, personally, that took just long enough to not be annoying.
I think I will get out of this bunny form at this point. It's a little bit of a... movement's a little bit too awkward. Half an hour to do that. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess we're just built different around here. No, but for real, the controls are definitely awkward enough. I could see why that would be a problem for a lot of people. Alright, anyways. I guess we're playing the level again. I was so disoriented. I was just having so much fun as Apache Joe. I completely forgot that there was, like, level design going on here. Or, honestly, I will say, maybe a little lack thereof in level design. Outside of the actual, you know, gimmick, which is fun as hell, like, there's not too much else really going on here. It's just kind of switch between the enemies for maybe what's appropriate, but also, like, it's not like the situations demand, like, the use of a different enemy very much. They're almost all appropriate for what you can do. Man, it was... The level designer was really hoping that you would keep the bunny, huh? I guess I'll do that this time. As I was just complaining about, oh, there's no incentive to go and choose another one. I see a screen where it's like, oh, wow, you really ought to choose the rabbit here. Very jank, though. Can't... This kind of gives you some iframes. Not even really. Okay. Man, I don't know how this works. Rad gravity. Yeah, that stage holds memories. There's some kind of unlocked memory in the back of my mind about that. I don't remember liking that stage very much. I think that's... I'm having a negative association with that stage, and so I'm gonna follow that truth. I might even be completely wrong, though, given that it's been 6 years since I touched that game. Can you ride these? No. Yeah, no, the rabbit didn't make sense to do those, because it wasn't invulnerable to everything, so I'm not gonna do that. Every energy control will not drop power-ups. Oh, yeah, that is actually kind of a rough point to make. It makes all the damage mitigation very hard, especially in a level that starts to get as enemy spammy as this one. Yeah, I'm definitely liking, you know, the concept of this level is fun, but the execution is a little bit off. Especially in its challenge development. I guess it is nice that the creator has put a whole lot of small health ups throughout the stage to kind of counteract the damage you're going to be taking, but it doesn't really... Putting small health power-ups is not a way to say, sorry, I kind of made a spammy enemy design. How do we get through this efficiently? Probably Tornado Blow. Lots and lots of Tornado Blow. Tornado Blow will solve all your problems. Guaranteed. Yeah, I'll fight the bosses of Met. Why not? This couldn't possibly go wrong. Oh, I was so hoping that it would twirl as I went through the boss door. That would have been an amazing transition animation. Okay, so jumping pattern on the left, attack pattern on the right. This is ineffective. Get out of here. Okay. Okay, there's... So there's kind of... Okay, we actually get a couple of different things here. That's good. Now that we're below half health, the boss actually starts to really turn on. Okay, well, that's kind of an... I mean, I guess it goes to the whole idea of identity, man. It doesn't really mesh with the stage's gimmick whatsoever. It's just kind of like, here is guy that uses two different, you know, I guess a combination of up to like 6 different robot masters. Okay, the Gyro Man into Gravity Man, or not Gravity Man, Galaxy Man combo was really mean, honestly. Oh, oh well, I forgot the code. It's fine. Oops. Always another time, I can go see it in private. Alright, yeah, I don't know, overall, like, I was hyped to see like the Kirby Ghost kind of programming or ability go on in the stage. Like, ultimately it just felt a little bit flat. Like, there wasn't actually much like development with the whole take the enemy identity gimmick. It was useful a couple of times, but outside of that it was just kind of like, I don't know, it's here. It didn't really integrate into the rompy challenges very well. Otherwise, there wasn't other gimmick outside of that, and the boss did not mesh whatsoever with like the theming of the stage. So yeah, oh, novel, fun at first, got stale very quickly. An extra boss, that's kind of cool. Man, okay, that is cool. Maybe maybe I can run back and check it out. It shouldn't take too long. Read all normally, turn them into controlled vehicles, rapidly changes the game. Let's see, enjoying the Mets and the secret forms the most. Secret forms. I guess the Joe, right? The shield attacker was surprisingly useful. Data and atomic chicken were occasionally effective. Majority of the gimmick isn't very fun. Yeah, most don't have great mobility. Or one or the other only. Enemies with combat functions are either unwieldy or they just can't move outright. The good exception is the Met, being the only one to have both okay movement and decent combat that isn't a secret form. Special mention goes to the rabbits. These things move around like a 5-year-old on an apocalyptic sugar high and a pain to control. The movement reminded me more of like Lego Star Wars Yoda, the original Lego Star Wars Yoda that just did not have normal movement whatsoever. Hard talking was the single most frustrating experiences in the contest. Nah, I've seen worse. Touching on the rabbit shortcuts after I got trapped in one. Had to deal with the sound spam. Had to ignore the gimmick. The level by itself is really boring. Maybe someone loses out. The boss isn't that different. Neat concept. Hello? Work phone? Okay, make sure the work phone didn't die. Honestly, the first half of this fight is the most non-Met fun I've had here. When he gets desperate, yeah, the speed boost gets annoying. They can soft lock you with hard man attack is also a severe issue. Ew. Okay. Also, Secret Sakugan transformation, but I'd recommend staying as Apache Joe to speed through things. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Why do I get the feeling the stage is directed at me in some way? I'm sure it's probably a coincidence. There are some obvious parallels here. I wouldn't get it. I don't know enough about Shinryu. Okay. Good idea. Flaw execution. Yeah. Indeed. The Apache Joe, of course. Add mobility features. Second has its own section that makes good use for how it moves and jumps. The Apache Joe, well, yeah, breeze to the level option. Overall stage design isn't very great. Yeah, it kind of falls flat when you're just realize that most of the enemy options are downgrades. knows at best. Secondly, I actually need to use some of the enemies to get the tokens. The first one's too much of a problem. Or finicky. It's not that bad to do with the bomb thrown. Come on now. Click to the floor. Yeah, Heat Man problem. Maybe not the best thing to emulate. Yeah, poor conveyance of what you actually have to do in that room. I would have not figured that out if it wasn't for Grim Specs here. Let's see. Here's the Hardman Stomp, and these pretty nasty setups. I don't know, thankfully you just never basically picked Hardman for me. Only once or twice. Hidden Boss wasn't that much better. Alright, well, we'll get to that. Oh, thanks Shinryu for the tell. Alright, push up, down, left, right. Has a much easier pattern to follow than the main boss. Pretty high. Concept itself was really good. I think it's poised for being worked into something. Yeah. No crisis, we have man instead. It's impressive that you've implemented a playable form for all the enemies on the stage. Doesn't really say much for the stage itself. Yeah, playing the enemies is not great for most of them. Yeah, ironically, it probably would have been better if the stages were just like, okay, well, hop into a new enemy for each section, or play as Mega Man, your choice. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I like trying to figure it out on my own for the most part, but if it's something that's like inconsequential or just absolutely absurd, then, you know, I'm down to hear it. So the concept of him borrowing other arms' movements separately devolves into chaos, certainly does. Alright. Success of MaGMML3's Identity Crisis. You'd think a level like this would be a shoo-in for the top tier. Unfortunately, a clever premise can only go as far as the execution allows. Yep. See, Dada needs room to bounce around. Shotman almost never has anything to shoot. Shield Attacker is merely a taxi through empty hallways. Secret or not, Apache Joe demolishes any sense of difficulty. Unreasonable puzzle to excruciating experience. Disconnect between abilities and science throws off everything. Learning curve challenge progressing. Let's see. From the vehicle/transformation challenges of the X and ZX series, and less inspiration from Heatman. Yes, absolutely. Inject more ZX into my veins. Please do so. If the layout didn't make it obvious enough. Love ZX. Love me some ZX. Technical polish, there's a lot to be decided as well. Really communicate collision damage. Sakagane was bouncing off Edbo. Well, didn't find Quint, so that's fine. Nope. Nope. Xbox 360 controller. Screw me over again. Let's see. Secret teleporters are bewildering and permanently locked out of using weapons. Never explained that quick slide canceled transformation. Yeah, it would have been good. Even a text box for this would have been fine. It would have made the conveyance a lot better. Small grace period. Yeah, it would have been good. Upstaging a downed boss with another from left field doesn't feel right. Oh, Flashman, you clever bitch. I urge you to re-examine your planning and playtesting process. Could have been awesome. Let's see. Relax is a nice touch. Goofing around with the transformations, a heap of giggles. No place fine without transforming. I wouldn't quite say fine, but... Back when Liana was playing for me as a proxy, he's just a comic. I think too much effort has been put in this for me to do that. But also the issues in the apparent are fairly apparent. So yeah, here's a novel. Often horrendous. Yeah, a lot of damage. Work in progress demo. Teaching elements. Again, he's sitting next to him taking notes. Took way too long to figure out how to get a handle on how the metal works. Yeah, the metal can double jump is weird. Although it's, you know, a good thing overall. It makes sense once the propeller pops out. It's just not intuitive. Sometimes just unpleasant to use. Bomb thrower is slow. Less said about the rabbit's better. Let's see. Discount the third token. Yeah, that's annoying. Jump on all the spinny things. All the spinny things you jumped on, destroy the block. Yeah, crazy. Let's see. RNG fight, hardman, soft lock, post judging comment. Hey, a secret boss that couldn't be factored in the review because it's super cryptic and basically impossible to find without me knowing about it. I don't think it's... Honestly, I think if you want to have something that's complete bonus that has no weight on the contest whatsoever, I think that's fine to include. Just be an Easter egg for people to find. That's totally cool. Although it is weird to have just a secret code to do so, But yeah, let's quickly go and fight that secret boss, considering everyone's raving about it. The help of Apache Joe. But this should actually go a lot faster now that I know exactly what's coming up on each section. Although the Heatman section will, of course, always take forever. Alright, here we go. Joe time. The only time I've ever been excited to see a Sniper Joe. Why did I press the dash button? Oh my god, that was so stupid. I literally started forgetting what the buttons were what buttons I actually had even mapped. For MI, could dash with Apache Joe, I kept making that mistake. So I actually never played for MI. I just watched it quite a bit when I was younger, so I actually didn't even have that in mind. I guess maybe I was just thinking of just some other random thing that I could dash with in the middle of the air. It's not exactly uncommon in video games. I don't know. I think I was legitimately just trying to press the shoot button to just, pass the time, but forgot which one. Because I have on my controller, I have, what's it? I have dash bound to left trigger, not left trigger, but left bumper, and shoot bound to right bumper. So, yeah, got the left and right confused for just a second, and that messed me up enough. I honestly have to think, having to figure out a good control scheme for Mega Man 0 to actually figure that out, because, there were just slightly too many important buttons to be pressing quickly in that game, and I was like, well, what do I make the secondary attack? Right bumper? I guess. And then I was like, actually, hey, wait a minute, that's way more convenient than using my thumb for both jumping and attacking. I can just use my other finger to attack. Easy. And it's also, in a prime spot for mashing, too. So, win-win. You shut with bumper, you madman. Yeah, no, it's effective. Especially because I could just basically mash with my whole wrist, or my whole arm, in fact. It's way easier on, the thumbs. And I can definitely do that a lot faster, too. At least I'm not some At least I'm not the kind of insane person who starts actually using, like, middle scroll wheel for something important. Those are the people who are like, okay, you need serious help. Yeah, I could never imagine myself doing something this weird either, but Mega Man Zero S ranks really forces something out of certain people, you know? Okay, gotta remember, don't collect the element, input the code, do that, we'll be fine. How does Apache Joe fare up against the boss? Not great. Oh, wait, hold on. You can't touch me up here. We've done it. Oh, well, not quite. I have to actually look out for the Gyro Man attacks. But outside of that, we've basically done it. Oh, touchdown too much. Oh, well. Spark Chaser will do well enough. I don't have to think about it too much. Okay, don't take the element. It was like, up, down, left, right.
Long time no see, Sonic.
Okay. Metal Sonic. Fun. Basically just Super Punk. Alright, not too difficult of a fight. I just have to actually get used to the timing of his backdash. Not much of a visual cue for it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cute when level designers do something like that, where it's like, if you just happen to, you know, be the friend of the level designer and you know exactly where to put a code. It's like, here's some completely random, inconsequential thing that you can just go ahead and do if you know the secret sauce. It's like cheat codes in old video games, you know? You buy the cheat code manual, and all of a sudden, you know, you get the ability to do something extra. That was after you beat him before you get the helmet. Alright, I'll make sure to stand around for that. That is such a... Someone get rid of this man's backwards wave dash. It's a little bit too strong. Alright, speaking of Kirby. Okay, now what really would have set the this joke over the edge would have been if you could just see like a flaming comet of Nova in the background crashing into the Earth. Alright, well that was fun. That was worthwhile going back for. The level designer certainly had a lot of charm and fun ideas going for the level, even if it didn't quite stick the landing. Iceman. Oh, you're... Iceman, your character text is exactly the same as the default. Must be rough, man. This lab has me truly in awe, one of the most inspiring places I've ever been to. Not at all biased with this assessment, if you think so. I am completely unsure how you came to such a conclusion. I agree. He doesn't have to just like it because it's cold. Salt Hunt by Zatsupachi. Ooh, Zatsupachi. That's gonna be good. Alright, let's see. This is the level you were hyping up earlier. Alright, I'm down. Let's see what's going on here. Cutscenes to leave some hilarity and jank since you can get the element. Oh. Would have been good to actually test out. This level isn't actually skippable, but the tokens are. The level locks them behind the score gimmick. Score gimmick. Very, very high, unreasonably high, even when the judges couldn't unlock the last one. So we duplicated the tokens, put them here for you. Just gonna scrape off some fleas and mites off my back. Ugh, Itchman, why you have fleas? You're a robot. You shouldn't have fleas. F. Alright, well, speaking of Mega Man 0, off to the desert with a whole bunch of ranks to obtain. $6.4 million points. Alright, that's certainly gonna be something. Oh, and it's just the Buster, huh? Okay. Sure, we'll go with it. Have the first enemy be a Sniper Joe that you have to pick off. Not great start. Okay, and then this is clearly just indicating all the items in the stage. Oh, that's the direct... No, that can't be the direction. That doesn't make sense. For Fanatic Joe, as well as a newcomer to the robotic society, I've grown interest in the Joe line of robots. Uh-oh. This project focuses on mass productivity and cost efficiency, hence the durability has been cut tremendously. Oh, yeah, that's good. Militarization of the Joe line, such as private security. Rifleman Joe, arming the Joe with standard weaponry is strange. First step, as the average Joe's inbuilt weapons on their forearm. Compatibility with current militaries. Any valleys of humanoid robotics? Not really. We've already been there. For Bazooka Joe. Well, it was only a matter of time before somebody made that joke. His weapons are able to be handled by the previous build, surpass human limitation. Sniper Joe. That's another Joe line is given the first name of Sniper, so I thought I would just make a modification. Yeah, makes sense. Glad these are getting a little bit shorter each time. 3 10s for Assault Man. They specialize in heavy artillery, heavy weapons. Okay, well, this is kind of... I mean, it's kind of cool to have lore. It's a bit of a lore dump. I'm a little bit against giant lore dumps in Mega Man stages. They just kind of slow things down, but I can't stop trying to read them at the same time. Fragile frame, okay, and then Assault Man himself. Design with personal defense weapons, ranges from a rapid fire but inaccurate machine gun to a rocket launcher. Also uses bullet to pin targets in the enclosures. Okay. Alright, on to actual level this time. Alright, fun music. Not the best difference between foreground and background. I mean, I can tell that there is a difference, that the background girders are thinner, but just a bit more of a color change would have helped. Oh, I see. It's a, oh, what's the game? I'm trying to think of it right now. It's Metal Slug. That's cool. Alright, yeah, Metal Slug, that's cool. I can get down with that. And without actually having to look for secrets, it's just a flat out, hey, get through this. I still use a Crash Blast? Okay. The voice lines are a nice touch, even if they aren't, they're not going to save the stage, but they definitely are cool to have around. And they're perfectly thematic with the arcade accent that I would expect. Country rules, most recent replaces previous. Ah, okay. Right. Yeah, Contra's not a game I've ever played, but I'm familiar enough with the concepts. You can probably just keep Spark Chaser around then. Only a true weirdo would keep around Ice Wall. Select beam. that. Ooh, shoot 'em up section. Nice. Oh, was I supposed to shoot behind me there? Yeah, that would have made sense. Ooh, okay. Little bit bullet hell. Okay, I'm glad there's no contact damage on those guys at least. That makes things easier. Alright, Elect Beam would have been the choice here, huh? Made a mistake. Whoa, 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 hey guys, what's up? Let's see, how am I supposed to do this? Okay, it's just a laser warning, gotcha. Yeah, I've never really been a whole big fan of score multiplier type gimmicks myself, honestly. I mean, I know I said it's like going for, you know, S ranks and Mega Man Zero, but that was kind of always my least favorite thing about those games. It just kind of makes some artificial difficulty, in my opinion. Although it seems like there are some spots where you can pretty just easily grind for points if you really want to. Oh, kind of a mean place for a Sniper Joe, but I guess it makes sense. Okay, I wanted to try and get him with the Spark Chaser, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah, no real good way to get that. That's unfortunate. Oh, shoot. Okay. Alright, get one of the big Joes here. Yeah, necessary grinding. I mean, it makes sense. Still, again, not favorite thing, but it's at least a courtesy. Elect Beam, yeah, sure, I'll take Elect Beam. Oh, that was a little bit of a glitchy transition. Alright, would have liked some of those. Would have been nice to grab, but I guess they're just gonna stay out of reach, tantalizingly so. Oh, good God, there's a lot happening. Okay, that would have been an alternate path, I suppose. Alright, just keep going. Punished for not keeping Ice Wall. Yeah, I guess my comment earlier about you have to be a weirdo to keep Ice Wall was really taken to heart. Totally would have wanted to actually keep Ice Wall, as this is your motivation for it. Alright, E-Tank time. There's a hell of a lot going on again. Yeah, this stage just kind of gets visually busy very quickly. This isn't the worst thing in the world, but I don't think I'm exactly a fan. There's just way too much happening. I mean, it definitely fits that kind of Contra arcade vibe, but, I don't know. To me, that doesn't scream Mega Man. It's a cool showcase, neat idea, but... I don't know, sure, break dash, why not? I haven't used that before. 3.9 million, yeah, okay, so I didn't get enough points. I actually have to come back and grind. Alright, well, Military Boy here is actually easier than all the other, than the rest of the stage so far. That's, I mean, that's both good for my brain, but a little bit of a letdown as far as, you know, a nice climactic finish is concerned. Alright, rank A. That's cool. We'll have to come back. Won't be too bad. Just go ahead and grind on some of the spots and things should be alright. Is there gonna be more lore if I go back here, or... No, just the same stuff? Okay, cool. Same room. Yeah, I think I'll just do that grinding off screen later. It's not really necessary to show me just sitting around fighting the same enemies over again. Yeah. Not really my favorite thing. Kind of too busy for a Mega Man level. It's kind of fun in concept, but overall it just feels a little sloppy to me. The aesthetics at least are quite nice all there. The lore dump at the beginning is also not my favorite thing either, but you know, you don't have to read it, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't know, it just didn't strike me as fun. It didn't come together coherently for me. Plus, also Mega Man's a lot about, you know, gimmicks and, you know, platforming, and this was mostly just very hectic combat. At the very least, there was no contact damage. If there was contact damage, this stage would be just unplayable, but not my thing. Okay, set for an intro, question the necessity. The actual level is the right way and a wrong way to do combat levels. This is a little bit of both. Improvement from Yggdrasil and MaGMML3. Oh yeah, it absolutely is. Although I do kind of have a sick enjoyment for Yggdrasil. It was kind of fun in like a just really weird, sadistic, you want a huge Mega Man challenge kind of way, like, and a way to just completely piss away all your time. It definitely deserves its spot as like second worst, I believe, if my memory serves, but I'm a weirdo. I like Yggdrasil. Let's see, it's the right way to long level, blah, blah, blah. Concept's nice. Implementation a bit flat. Evolving enemy types, they're excellent options for concepts. Cluster fuzzy, yeah, indeed. Let's see, screen's a mess, not fun. Just the energy element, fine, takes practice. Not every room is a swarm. People need breaks to do something else. That's good. All 5 tokens. Here on a grind and cry for S rank has been infuriating. Squeeze nearly every last screen dry. Yeah, indeed. Boss fights not for their concepts. The Elite Joes have fair patterns and interesting arenas. I really feel like they're only barely holding together, particularly Assault Man. Yeah, his aim is really bad. I enjoy it too, but also an unhealthy obsession with X6. Yeah, exactly. It's the gluttons for punishment who enjoy weird things. Or also, it takes a slightly contrarian mindset to be kind of like, well, you know, this is ranked super low, but maybe I can appreciate it, and that, yeah, that's where I tend to fall, so... Lord, this is one hectic stage, to be fair, at least understand why. It's clearly based on Metal Slug, letting the screen at enemies' bullets. It doesn't translate too well. Yeah, agreed. So much chaos, a little hard to tell what's happening. If the score multiplier bonus sometimes goes down to killing an enemy, most of the time it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it definitely pauses every once in a while, which is nice, but... Crashing the game. That's a hit to functionality. Stuck in the wall, neutering the fight, or prematurely ending it. Ooh, okay. Force your way through the tokens will get you going for it. The points needed should have been more lenient. Yeah, maybe a little bit, but yeah, all the grinding is gonna be that's gonna be annoying soon. He wasn't exactly phasing into the wall for me, but he was starting to clip into it, which was a little bit obnoxious. Comes and goes without really understanding anything about how its battle works. Anything I can commend the stage for trying to shake up the formula without trying to turn into a completely different game. Are you sure about that? It kind of violates almost every Mega Man, well, not almost every Mega Man rule, but a good number of them. It's very much a different game at this point, I would say. Let's see. Equip one weapon at a time. I mean, yeah, that's fun to actually just make it go back and forth, but it's definitely not Mega Man. I mean, unless you count Mega Man Maker levels, so... Yeah, scoring system, not my appeal. Chaotic, probably by design. Big Dash is a trap because hitting the boss with it is pretty much impossible. Or, no, that was my preferred weapon, honestly. Very good. It doesn't do more than Thunder Beam. Oh, well then, yeah, it's definitely a trap. It seems like Assault Man usually gets stuck on walls. Bit strange. Initially, I like this. Wrapped up in the lore, the music, and lore didn't really hit me too much. Why the logo on the spikes, for example. Jet mini boss's danger warning. I don't remember seeing a danger warning, but sure. Go by the weapon announcements. Forgive the constant enemy spam. Eh. The more I replay, the more problems I notice. 3 different enemies can crash the game. Oh dear. My meter depletes even while paused. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, I guess there's not too much reason to pause in this, but that is not great. The inconsistent damage collision. And most of them weren't collision, so that's good, but... Dungeon slopes are messy, moving platform tracks aren't labeled, agreed. New weapons are only occasionally useful, some of them are traps. Oh, Rush It, MaGMML3 are additions, huh? Okay. Ambitious level with entirely new enemies and major gameplay twists can be incredibly successful as long as we play test to perfection. Achieve 6.4 million points and never exceeding 5.7 million. Yikes. Entire contest, I couldn't 100%. Oh, yeah, that's gotta be frustrating. Fine, it's a romp. Eh. Turns out it is from GBML Slug. Okay. However, the vocal cues when selecting weapons are just as cheesy as I wanted them to be. Those were pretty cool. I like the weapon aspect of the stage, purely optional. Variety of Joes does help. Metal Slug Contra Route, embracing the flashy nature of the series, more generic would have helped. Bugs me the sheer lack of polish. Yeah, it was just getting quite rough at a certain point. Flashbacks of the Yggdrasil bosses soft-locking the game filled my head. Wonder where you could have gotten that feeling from. Wonder why you had that feeling, A-Spark. Just missed jumping onto Rush. I mean, okay, if you miss jumping onto Rush there, that's kind of your problem, honestly. Like, Rush, he's right there. Land on him. How many more levels are you planning on doing? Probably just one more. I am feeling pretty tired tonight, but I would like to maybe end on a different note than this kind of, you know, not my favorite stage. Cold man, ridiculous, been hoodwinked. I thought that they requested my presence for my ice expertise, but no, they just wanted to use me as a refrigerator for their food. I feel betrayed. That's... You might have an OSHA complaint there. People are not supposed to put their food in lab refrigerators. You're probably not qualified to just be for food use only. Oh, hey, Freeze Man. Taking a nap inside an ice crystal. Boy, am I sure glad that he's in there and that I'm out here, and that we're out here. And where's the caveman? YMCA. All right. Next one's a little long, but not too long. All right. As long as it's not a 50-minute stage that I'm wandering into. Though I get the feeling... No, wait, I remember you said that there were still plenty of marathon stages left, so yeah, there's no hope of there not being any 50-minute stages left in this contest. Why Mirage Computational Apparatus? Okay, there's the abbreviation. Highly experimental and dangerous. Let's walk right in. Nothing is too dangerous for us, or Megaman. Alright. Good sync with the platform down there. 50-minute stages in Tier 7. Oh, good. Okay, is this a secret of some kind? Oh, alright. It's still disco fever on the pause menu, too. Wasn't expecting that. Maybe I just have to come back for that? That seems like something I would have to actually go for right now. Anything? No? Alright, well, I don't know. I'll leave it be. Maybe I'll come back and the stage will change. That seems like the kind of thing that a level designer would implement. Looping around in this stage. Yep. Makes sense. Wait a minute. This boss seems extremely familiar. Can't remember what pattern is this. This definitely seems like a combination of other bosses I've noted. Falling down here is not advised. Well, you can't tell me what to do. Should have listened. I think notice Mega Buster's renamed to See Memes in the pause menu. Oh no. See Memes? Huh. That is interesting. At first I thought it was like, oh no, that's my Crash Blast. And it's like, wait a minute, no, that is just completely different. Huh. I guess they were just wondering who would actually notice. I mean, I guess it goes with the whole YMCA, you know, as a meme kind of thing, but it does feel a little bit off there. For me, it's like a small, like, detraction for aesthetic value in the same way that, you know, putting in a meme tank room would also be a bit of a detraction for me. Okay, I've fought enough squids for one lifetime. Okay, and that thing's invincible? Seriously? Okay. Don't feel like that's exactly necessary, but to each designer their own attempt at creation. They're allowed. Nothing up here. Alright. Fair enough. Oh, okay, it's just immune to Spark Chaser. You know, the most convenient weapon you could use against them. A little anti-fun if you ask me, but... should I take the first teleporter I see? No, I guess not. The tokens in this level are almost certainly just a maze to get, aren't they? Alright, well, we'll deal with that as we, get to it. Ooh, a jet ski section. That's a bold inclusion. Alright. All of a sudden, the jet ski ran out of gasoline.
jump, 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 fly, fly.
Alright, I'll take the heart token. Sure, why not? That felt, I don't know, that felt like a major non sequitur right there, but alright, we'll take it. It just got felt weird for that to slow down. Oh hey, a sweeping laser that doesn't look kinda... A lot of the other sweeping lasers in this contest have looked very kinda nasty, in my opinion. That's probably one of the better ones there. Should be a shoot sign. I don't know, that starts to get a little bit too much into the Megaman territory. Look out, there are enemies, you should shoot them. I don't need to be handheld that much. It would be funny as a one-off joke, though. Okay, I'll give this. That's an interesting fire pattern for the tackle fires to be moving in. Alright, it misjudged where that crack actually is. Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, with the lasers, with the moving lasers, I will say it's starting to get maybe a little bit reminiscent of Fuse Man's stage, which I guess that's not a bad thing, but it is also like, you know, the originality's suffering a tiny bit, but I guess if you want to, you know, there's only so many ways you can just use a laser. Alright. That looks... maybe I should be following it. Oh, hello, Sheep Man. Hey, you're actually animated this time. Alright, so that changes things and turns off the lights. Okay, that's a cool combo gimmick. Alright, so what are the lights looking like here? Okay, I'm gonna keep this. Jump through here. Alright, hopefully we don't die now. Susan's kind of disingenuous, probably. Oh yeah, you know what? That is very true. I forgot about the whole timing thing there for a second. And plus, you know, it also is just like, as I was coming to realize as I was saying those words, it's like, okay, laser moves forward. I mean, like, that's just how lasers work, like. It's not really exactly a different way to make a stage hazard that's, you know, just constant damage. Okay, it's cool. I like the balloon enemies. Kind of a cool gimmick, though I would say that I'm not sure what they are necessarily adding to the theming here. Theming is kind of going everywhere at this point. Brand new when the submission period ended. Yeah, that wild. How long it took things to actually get in, for the game to be made, and then the submission period, and how also long ago Mega Man 11 came out. Like, that's kind of wild to me, honestly. It really feels like Mega Man 11 came out so recently, but it's actually been over 6 years. Okay. That's a weird little area. Why would somebody ever go down there? Not even a secret wall right there. Okay. That's why I was thinking. It looks suspicious, but no, I guess it's just an odd little alcove. Oh. Fat fingered the button. Remake of the first 3 games from modern systems, just a rumor, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily know about that rumor. That's first I've ever heard of it. I think it could be... I don't know. They really have the chance to either completely flub it up and it's just, this is a cash grab, or, you know, that could actually be kind of interesting. Like, if they take the powered up approach to remaking the first 3 games, then that would actually be really cool to buy. They mostly just do like a slight graphical rework and like, you know, here's a DLC where you can play as Proto Man in the first 3 games. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna bother with that. Or more like maybe they remake the first 3 games, but then it's like, for some reason you have power gear. Ooh, it's like, no, okay. Not really working the hardest in the ideas department, are you there, Capcom? The remake of X1 plays like Doom Eternal in terms of fast-paced FPS gameplay. I would say, yeah, of all of the different Mega Man series games, I would probably say that X would probably thematically make the most sense in that aspect. It would probably... The Mega Man Legends player base would be absolutely just pissed off, though, if they learned that Mega Man X got a first-person shooter before they did. Considering, like, you know, Legends is already a kind of mixed third-person, first-person shooter, and it's just like, well, goes straight to X. They would be livid. Icarus used to play with Devil May Cry. Oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. It's one of those things that makes me just a little bit hesitant about the transition to 3D for some games. Like, in my, like, some games just do not transition to 3D very well. Like, my personal opinion, and I think this one's mildly controversial, I really hated when Metroid started taking the 3D approach to things. I'm very much a 2D Metroid fan all the way through. Okay, where's that button? Like, yeah, I remember playing Prime for the GameCube, and I was just really like, this ain't it. I really prefer going just straight back to Super Metroid. There's a canceled Maverick Hunter game that would have been FBX Mega Man X. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, it would have worked, but still, I'm just saying, now, yeah, the Legends fan base would be livid for that, but I think it'd be cool. X with a first-person variety. I mean, I just recently learned that there's a Mega Man X RPG that exists. That's wild to me. It has some of the most, like, anime-ass forms you could possibly imagine for X-Zero and Axel. Like, wow. That'll have to be something to add to the list one day, but I cannot believe that... I frankly just cannot believe that there is a Mega Man X RPG. I mean, I guess it just makes sense. It's not exactly a hard pull, but still. Okay, there. Funny you mention that, because Cancelled Project was going to be made by the Metroid Prime dev team. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have liked it that much at that point then. Oh, I hit a button on accident. Okay, so I needed to go this way for that. A little strange that a lot of these tokens still require Magnet Beam to use, even after you've unlocked everything. Or even after you've solved the main gimmick that unlocks them. I wouldn't have expected that, but... My mission is interesting. I'm not the biggest RPG fan. Yeah, me neither. I prefer my games to not be turn-based. Updrafts may result in undesired death, proceed with caution. Okay, yeah. Just a way to say that I couldn't make a one-block tile fan. Makes sense. I can... No, I can't get through with the thing being red, that's right. Alright. Okay, these gimmicks are finally making a return, that's cool. Anything with Mario or Pokemon? Yeah, Pokemon is, honestly, for it being so huge, it's kind of a letdown as an RPG series. Well, I won't say that. It's one that's just like you can grow out of pretty quickly, if anything. Like, I played Pokemon for the first 5 gens, not in that order, but, you know, starting with Gen 4, working my way backwards, and then getting to Gen 5. Yeah, then getting to Gen 5. That's about when I lost interest in the Pokemon series. It's just kind of like, okay, eventually I get it. There's all the Poke Monsters, and there's a childish crime organization trying to take over the world. It gets samey after a while, or then the power creep sets in, and the designs start to get, you know, a little bit belabored. And yeah, Pokemon's not it for me. The whole turn-based thing gets pretty stale pretty quickly. For me, it was also partially motivated by just like, okay, after... Oh, hey, Chris. Hey, Master Hand. Is there a crazy hand gimmick here, too, or... Yeah. For me, a lot of it also just had to do with, like, okay, I don't own a 3DS, so I am not going to participate in Pokemon anymore. So, oops. But, I mean, I will say, ironically, for my dislike of RPGs, literally my favorite game of all time is Mother 3, so, like, you know, they did something right. Okay, cool boss. I don't know, the theming in that stage was all over the place. It was kind of incoherent in theming, and definitely, like, the difficulty was kind of all over the place. Gimmicks didn't come together in any way. It just kind of was like, I don't know, here's a smattering of different stages at you, and different gimmicks. Like, it was competent, but it felt more like this is the top Mega Maker or Mega Man Maker level of the week, rather than, you know, a coherent Mega Man level challenge all in itself. You know, still fine, still fun, but a little wild. First Pokemon game was XD Gale of Darkness on GameCube. Not a bad choice. I didn't get to play XD Gale of Darkness. I had Coliseum instead, for the GameCube. That game was... In retrospect, that game had definitely some issues, but the fact that everything was double battles, the story was actually a bit darker than usual, and the fact that it made you use just weird Pokemon that you would probably never consider otherwise was something I definitely appreciate. Like, the fact that, like, you get the Plusle via quote-unquote trading with that one guy. Plusle somehow becomes a fucking powerhouse in Coliseum. Of all things, to just absolutely destroy the competition, a Plusle that has the best experience curve in the world was not the thing that I would have ever thought of in a million years. Let's see. Expecting this to be some kind of fitness center, so that would have been genuinely novel. Disappointed to see that it was, yeah, just kind of a disjointed mess. Not one idea. Gray Centaur Man Pelicans, or Hornet Man with balloons, or Solar Man with lasers. Or Cut Man with balloons, or... whatever. Too late for other ideas. Then it just kind of ends. Changing makes it difficult to pin down. It's very weird. You strip away the visual weirdness, you find the level comes back to its earlier assets quite often. Difficulty curve is... Oops. Difficulty curve is present. Which makes it a little easier to master with practice. So the example would be the lasers, which go from covering small areas to sweeping the entire room. Mobile Menace. I mean, the design pieces work. It's just that they don't really cement themselves very well. I don't think 10 different enemy types is necessarily over the top, but it is definitely, with the way it's presented, it feels very disjointed. They don't work with each other too well. They work with their individual sections pretty well, but overall it doesn't make for a very palatable, smooth experience. Do not contain young men or Christians. 0 out of 10. See me after class. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. That's a good one. There's Megaman levels. I mean, also for like being a mashup level, essentially. Where's, you know, any references to, you know, Stanley no, not Kubrick's. Shit. Wait. Oh, who did the sound? What's the Neil Cicerega pull I'm trying to go for? Damn it! It's too late for it's too late for me to be using my brain, or you know, Justice mashups, anything like that. That could have been good references. Let's see. Cause it'll take almost 10 minutes in a good run, 2 or 3 minutes a pop. But I'm gonna go that short. Incoherent mess. Yeah, a little bit. It's strange. Concept's decent. Less confusing, certainly. Not sure what to make of the rest of the level besides the segments being listed above. It's ended up being one of the most Ultimate Showdown of Destiny. No, actually, I just remembered it. It was the Hans Zimmerman mashup with YMCA off of Mouth Moods, where it's all of a sudden you get to actually hear how dramatic and you know, serious the lyrics of YMCA are, just because it has, you know, a sweeping Inception soundtrack behind it. Multiple times, got all the tokens. I feel like I missed out on a bunch of other stuff in there. The progression's weird. Yeah, non-threatening, kind of engaging to kind of all over the place. At the top, die by clipping into the wall since the fan at the top of the screen continually pushed me off of the ladders during the screen's transition. Yikes, okay. The end boss, Master Hand, ended up being a pretty enjoyable fight. That's true, it just kind of doesn't work with the rest of the stage at all. It doesn't build you up to it. Just kind of end up disoriented by the end. Yearly Mega Man contest, ask questions. Bit of a complicated stage with a somewhat elaborate path progression. Not bad though. Various segments of vastly differently themed stages. Many different gimmicks along the way. Yeah, a lot. The end from that album for the opposite effect. Yeah, it's, I don't know. The ends of Neil Cicerega's albums are funny, though I always find that they're maybe just a little bit too chaotic to follow along. Kind of like this level, honestly. You start to lose me after a bit. Let's see. Making the stage feel a tad unfocused as a result. One pretty glaring bug I noticed: the fan can sometimes knock the player off center. Try that's to deal with the sickly boss guy before Master Hand, a scrapped boss of sorts, or a reference I don't get. Seems to be predictable as it cycles through the same assortment of attacks. Oh, yeah. Still insanely fast and hard to dodge, didn't get to that. Linkin Park Doobie Brothers mashup from the album. It's called The End. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that one was pretty good. My God, Car Machine. Oh, Flashman, I don't know what you're trying to say. I'm almost certain that's not English. Stars obscuring the endless parade of new hazards being thrown at you. Stars distracting you from starting out the level layout. Stars on the menu screen when you pause. Stars. The omnipresent stars cost the level about 15 points. Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but... enemy effects make a little pop and use broadly and continuously for nearly 20 minutes. Your level completion time may vary. Motion sickness hazard. Alright, fair enough. The name of a boss from X3. Huh. Alright. It's just though that never quite works. Jumping around between aesthetics is interesting, but not super meaningful. Agreed. Maybe only the C memes on his hand knows for sure. Jeff is going to call you in right now. Shut up. Hey, Air Team. How's it going? I died twice to cheat pits. One due to an absent section object, once due to a pit trap looking identical to the screen exit I just used. Underwhelming. Agreed to a little overwhelming. Maybe. Appreciate the idea of trading visibility for solid platforms. Big rotating laser slow sled, big blue squid. Well, I didn't even have a chance to appreciate the big blue squid. That thing just out of here. I fought enough squids in this contest for one lifetime. So in center areas of highlights, as is the music selection. Maybe this feedback is disappointing, but there's no need to feel down. Pick yourself off the ground, channel that disappointment to result in a tighter, simpler experience next time that isn't cluttered by stars. Agreed. No, not the Mega Man 5 kind. Oh, never mind. Let's see. Well thought out, deliberate level structure. Oh god, another novel. Okay. As soon as you hit the Hornet Man section, the quality fluctuates wildly. Which continues all the way through the rest of the stage. With such short segments, all involving different gimmicks and themes. No time to build upon, explore the ideas. Yeah, undercooked elements. Frostman sled area was okay, but also just kind of comes in once and that's it. Yeah, that stage was just kind of a blur, to be honest. Not tiled very well, sometimes quite confusing, especially apparent in the fire segment, where you used graphic meant for detailing to show the ability to jump through the platform. Yeah, those kind of get dual uses and a little bit strange. First helicopter mini-boss plus Master Hand are both fairly fun fights. The helicopter felt like a Mega Man mini-boss, for it did not overstay its welcome. Master Hand had an interesting variety. I don't think the tokens were that finicky to get. It was just strange that you have to go and then, use Magnet Beam to go grab them. And half the gimmicks, themes, and mini bosses not been included. Couldn't have had a solid level, but yeah, messy, cluttered, and not that fun to stay at the YMCA. It kind of worked in the lyrics after all. Sorta, maybe. Why do I hear propeller noise? Oh, I don't know. You've summoned the Horde, A-Spark. I'm sorry. Now you will be plagued for a million years by the equivalent of locusts. Looking forward to next week for personal reasons. Oh, well, I think I get what you're going at there. I'll be interested too. Alright, well, thank you for joining me tonight. I will be back, as mentioned, next week for more MaGMML3, Mondays and Tuesdays. Probably finishing up Tier 6 if I had to guess at this point. So, yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Have a good night.